Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Power Tarot. And this is a reading for the week of February 5th through February the 11th, 2017. And the week, actually, the overall energy starts off with the Queen of Pentacles, or discs, or coins, whichever you choose to use the verbiage of. The Queen talks about putting money first, having to face some uncomfortableness with our beliefs about money, having to look at the dialogue that we have with ourselves about money. The overall energy this week is going to speak to that. And it could be something that you're just facing after Christmas debts, or maybe you're facing having to do your taxes coming up soon here in the month of March for April, and not sure about the financial aspect of all of that. But it still speaks to a forward movement, and it still speaks, we're talking about a queen here, and queen energy is hierarchy, it's regal, it's, prosperity in motion. So I wouldn't fall too far towards the, lacking, energy. It's more about facing whatever beliefs we have about money, overcoming whatever beliefs we have about money, understanding that, we came into this world to be abundant. We came into this world to enjoy wealth. There is no pie that gets divided up. If I take half, you get less. The universe is an abundant universe. It's constantly putting forth more. Trees die off, grass dies off, new grass grows, new leaves, new trees. Everything bears new fruit. This week, the energy is to understand that for every ending, there's a new beginning. And what do you want to focus on for this week? What's that energy that's causing you to have fear about money? Is it something you want to purchase? Is it someplace you want to travel to? This week speaks to that. In the beginning of the week, the first of the week, we end up with the Devil card. Let me see if I can get this so that you can see him. He's a pretty ominous looking figure in this deck, of course, as he sits there with his winged, horned head and body. But you notice that he has a paintbrush in his hand, and an easel, not an easel, but a paint palette in his other hand. And for a lot of people, the devil always reminded people of death and scarcity and fear, but that's not what the devil's about. The devil is about change, major change. And it's about creating something new. As I said, with the Queen here, we're talking about beliefs, about finances and stuff. And the devil is speaking to that. He's saying to you, it's time to make a major change. Either it's going to be a major change in the way you feel and think about money. It's going to be a major change in the way of your spending habits. Maybe it's going to be a major change in positions. Maybe your job has to change. Maybe it's a career change that's going to invoke you to think about the money aspect of it. Time, travel, benefits. There's so many different things that could be coming up. But it's not something to be feared. It's something to gain, actually. Something to gain. And it's about following your bliss, even facing the problems. Sometimes we have to confront those darkest fears that we have in order to be able to move forward. In the middle of the week, he shows up again. He showed up earlier in one of the readings. I don't remember if it was the end of January or the middle of January. But here again, we have the Three of Wands. And I talked about this before, where in his hand he's planting seeds. He's tossing seeds into the ground. And these seeds are new beginning. It's new life. It's change. Wand energy is about focus. Whenever I think of wand energy, I think of Harry Potter and how when he, put his wand forward, that lightning bolt of energy went straight for whatever he targeted it on. And that's what you have to do. You have to focus your energy on whatever target you want to achieve. Maybe you want to make some changes. Maybe you've been afraid of making those changes. Maybe the devil coming into your life, the bedevilment, facing that problem, facing that fear, is going to help you to plant new seeds of change this week. And it's going to make you see that you have more opportunities than you thought you had. Towards the end of the week, we're still in wand energy. Here we have the Five of Wands. And in the Law of Attraction deck, this is a windmill. And the windmill actually represents success. It represents wealth. It represents prosperity. It's constant forward movement. As you notice, it's the energy of the wind that causes the windmill, to move, for the movement. And from the movement, we get energy. We get power. The windmill is a great representation of taking divine energy that we don't see. I mean, it isn't too often, unless we see the leaves rustle in a tree, that we see wind. We can feel it, we can sense it, we always know it's there, and we know the same with the universe, with the divine. We can feel that sense of, I don't know whether you would call it empowerment or protection. It's probably going to depend on what you are dealing with at the time. But this is a card that speaks to success. It talks about the love of your work. It talks about taking small steps to making major changes. Sometimes it's in those small steps that we take day to day that makes big changes and major changes in our lives. I know when you're thinking about maybe going on a diet, it doesn't take cutting out everything you love and starving yourself to death to start you on that path to change. Sometimes it's just a small change. Maybe it's eating something different for breakfast and, not feeling guilty if you treat yourself to a treat after you've had a meal. Those small steps, though, that you take will make improvement, and the minor improvement will eventually show up in major improvement. And I want to again, I want to stress about the Devil card. The things that baffle us, the things that hinder us, the things that hold us back. Sometimes it's in the devilish nature of people that we find joy. Maybe we need to face some of our problems and some of our troubles that come within this week with humor. Maybe we have to laugh it off. When I was younger, there was a show, and it was a comedy show, and the gentleman used to always say, well, the devil made me do it. As if, the devil's energy was stronger than his own willpower. And maybe that's what you need this week. Maybe you need that devil energy to make it through the week, and at the end of the week to find that success, that small triumph, that small change that brought you a major, maybe it's even just a major awakening. Maybe it's something that you've been doing for a little while now. I know people that have had to make major changes in their lives. At first it seems like a bedeviling situation, like, oh my God, this has changed, and now what do I do? Well, don't beat yourself up for being sidelined by it, and don't stop yourself from looking at the situation from all angles, because as we talked about before, sometimes out of the greatest major disappointments, some of the best opportunities will show up. And we're in the month of February, and we're talking this week too, during the time of Valentine's Day. And I know for a lot of people, Valentine's Day, always talks about, lovers and hearts and, and that sort of a thing. Well, maybe this week you're just supposed to love yourself. maybe this week you're supposed to realize the divine energy that surrounds you, that loves you more than anything in this world. Maybe you are supposed to take a look within at all of the wonderful things that you have, all of the accomplishments that you've made up to this point, and be grateful knowing that you are a child of divine, that you do have all of the resources within you to make your life magnificent if you choose to do that. And with that, my friends, I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. Remember that if you don't have someone in your life to share that Valentine with, you can always share your Valentine with yourself. You know, treat yourself to something special that day. Buy that chocolate heart, or get that, go out to dinner and have that glass of wine and enjoy the moment, and love yourself. You know, oftentimes when we show ourselves the love that we don't receive from somebody else, the love starts to show up from others. You know, sometimes it's taking that little small step forward to say, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to love myself enough to let someone else love me. Have a wonderful week, my friends, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you.